The following show features episodic breakdowns of Jackass, either performed by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. For your safety, avoid listening to this podcast at all times. Hi, I'm Mikey Aaronworth.
I'm Jason Wellwood.
And I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Welcome to Jackass.
Welcome to Jackast. It's the podcast where we're on a path of destruction through every single episode of Jackass.
We are three lifelong fans of the show, reliving the belly laughs, bad ideas, and broken bones.
And we are back for part 3 of Jackass 2.5. And guess what? I'm excited.
Great.
Not about the podcast. No, not about the podcast. Guess what I'm doing today or tomorrow?
What are you doing today?
Masturbating vigorously.
This will actually be post recording. But I'm going to see Steve-O's bucket list tour in Toronto.
Oh, awesome.
No fucking way, really?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be sick.
Steve-O and the crew are in Toronto, so you'll have to, on our next recording, give us a little bit of an update on how the show was. Well, you've seen Steve-O live before, right?
I've seen him at his like the tour he did in the Out on Bail tour when it was just a debaucherous show. What he does now is it's more of a stand-up comedy show mixed in with a multimedia thing. So he talks about these crazy things and ideas he's always wanted to do, writes them into a comedy bit, and then actually shows footage of these things that were too crazy to air on Jackass. So
that's cool.
I'm pretty fucking stoked on it, man. I can't wait to see it.
Dude, I fucking love when, I guess Steve-O's not a professional wrestler, but I was just going to say, like, people that we grew up with, because Mick Foley, he did a similar thing where, he's done wrestling, he's beyond his days for that, but he went and did stand-up comedy, and I went to go see him, and he basically just, like, told a bunch of stories from the road, and he was pretty fucking funny, too. So, dude, I bet that's going to be a fucking fantastic show. You have to let us know how it is.
I will do.
But hey, here we are once again for Jackass 2.5 Part 3. Wow, I'm having so much fun with this. I don't want it to end. If we're lucky, if everyone behaves themselves and fucking follows the rules around here, we might just get a Part 4 too. Let's see what happens.
You know what? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. But I think we may be on a sprint to the finish. But remains to be seen. We have a lot of questions we want to get to from some people in the Discord and some emails and stuff like that.
Oh baby!
But so let's get started with the stunts and see where it takes us.
Because when we left you off, if you remember, a dude with really long fingernails poured some beers into Steve-O's mouth down the train track that is the fingernail.
Yes.
So I figured it's only fitting, and I guess so did the director and post-producer on this thing. They figured, hey, one set of nails to another, why don't we? It's the bed of nails, and these things are fucking mean-looking, rusty bed of nails there in India. We've got Danger Ehren to take this one on reluctantly. I love that he does not want to do this, so Tremaine does the old, well, you don't have to do it. Just at least come on over and look at it. Just come take a look at it. So, of course, naturally, he comes over. And oh my God, guys, tetanus here in India. Are you kidding me? He does not want to do this.
Well, it's funny because they start this off basically by saying, Jeff Tremaine wanted to throw everything at this one sketch in India. They wanted to have snakes and nails and carpets and music and dancing.
All the stereotypes.
Everything. All the stereotypes in one. And no one would fucking do it.
Arranged marriages.
Yeah. Well, Aaron, Rob himself already did it. It's already been done on Viva La Bam.
Just stating the facts, people.
Yeah, 100%. No one on Jackass wanted to do it. They heard what the stunt was. They're like, not a fucking chance I'm doing this. And then Jeff said, so obviously we went to Aaron. And there's two ways to read that, right? Like one way to read it could be, well, Aaron is, he's like the last person to go to. He's like, he gets everyone's scraps, whatever. Or he's the toughest fucking guy who's willing to do whatever anyone else isn't.
I got out of this.
And that's that. You know what? When I originally was watching Jackass, I don't think I would have, but recontextualized with everything we know now, that's definitely how I read it. And there are moments in this one when, especially with Pontius, the way Pontius is treating Aaron, I'm like, yo, Chris, like, pump the brakes a little bit. This is a pretty big deal. He's the only one who wanted to do it. You could have got on the bed of nails and you didn't. And it's like, have some respect.
He would have been sexy on the bed of nails. He would have been great for it, just laying there in his party boy pose. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of fitting, no?
No, actually, I would have. I think, especially Pontius doesn't want to do too many of the stunts that are like guaranteed to hurt him. And I think there would have been a way for Pontius to be the one to do this.
You know, Chris, speaking of the getting Aaron to come over and just see the bed of nails first before deciding if he wants to do it. You know, actually, that's how I got your brother to have sex with me. I just told him, you know, hey, just at least come on over and take a look at it first. And it works. So...
Oh, he realized it was small. It wouldn't hurt that bad, and he was perfectly game.
But it was rusted and would give me tetanus.
Exactly. Yeah. That's where I was going with that one. A little bent, a little rusty, but hey, it'll be a fun time because you never know. You never know where it's going to end up. I mean, and I never knew where this was going to end up, speaking of that, because, man, one wrong move here, especially when he's getting laid onto the bed of nails, and like one of those things could have went up his ass, could have went into a ball, could have punctured his spine. Yeah, it's dangerous, but I love that they're telling him, like, spread your weight. What don't you understand about this? And he's just like, I'm on a bed of nails. Fucking leave me alone. Yes. And if it wasn't enough, did we mention the snakes?
Yes, the snakes end up going on his chest afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Because here's the thing. When they're playing the cobra flutes, they got a couple gentlemen there who are playing the songs to, you know, tease the snakes to get them to rise up. He's laying there yelling. This is the definition of stress. The sounds, the groaning, the snakes, the anger, the proximity of the camera even. Like, millennials, if you're feeling stressed out about the fact that you're going nowhere and will never be able to afford a house like your parents... Watch this, you'll be fine. It'll wash that all away.
I've made some similar sounds when I've seen my bank statements before, so I can kind of relate. But there haven't been snakes around, so you know what? There's always something that worse that can be happening. I want to do a little bit of an experiment with you guys. I want to play a little game. Because one of the hardest I laughed in all of Jackass 2.5 was the cuts between Aaron saying he's not going to do the stunt and eventually him doing the stunt. So who wants to play with me? Who wants to play this game with me?
I'll play.
Okay, Chris. Do we get to buzz in, or how does this work?
No, I just need one person. I'm going to give you a line. You read the line, and then I'm going to say the next line that happens in the movie as soon as it would have happened in the movie. We're going to time it out just like it was in the cut, okay? So, Chris, you say, no fucking way, I ain't doing this. It's bullshit.
No fucking way, I ain't doing this. This is bullshit.
Okay. So you got the line? You got it memorized?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Say it when you're ready. I'm going to count you in, okay? 3, 2, 1.
No fucking way, I ain't doing this. This is bullshit.
I'm Aaron, and this is the bed of nails with snakes.
No, I was saying that like I'm not playing part of your game. No fucking way, I ain't doing this. This is bullshit.
Oh, I see. You yeah. Well, it worked either way. It worked either way because just like Aaron, you ended up taking part even though you didn't want to.
Yeah, kind of like when Mikey and I had sex. Now, next we get to go visit the... Next we get to go visit the Agori. Well, you can ask Mikey about that later. Next, we go visit the Agoris, a tribe from India that believes in enlightenment by throwing themselves into all things bad. They steal dead bodies, they eat flesh, all sorts of crazy shit. Are we moving past
the bed of nails already?
Yeah.
I kind of felt like you guys, you polished it off. You want to talk about it some more?
Are we not talking about the dynamic between Pontius and Aaron this whole time?
Okay, we can dip in. You want to dip in?
That wasn't like to me. It was kind of like that was in the beginning, but like, did no one else notice how much animosity there was between the two of them? Even at the end of it, when Aaron is getting up, Pontius is like, Jesus Christ, like, hurry up, like, what are you doing? It was like it honestly made me uncomfortable. The whole time it was uncomfortable because I'll be real as well. Beds of nails. You know, we used to do that at like the science center. You know, it was like you can stand on a bed of nails if there's enough of them. But this was a different one. These were so spread out. And it must, like, did you see his back when he got off the bed of nails? Like how atrocious that was?
Yeah, it's because he wasn't spreading out his weight properly. It's his fucking fault.
It is his fault, though, yeah.
Pontius has been there, done that. He's seen Steve-O do it. He's been there, done that. He's trying to move on. You got to stop fucking victim blaming, Mikey.
I don't know. I think this one...
Or victim sympathizing.
Why wouldn't I sympathize with a victim?
Because they need a little fucking tough love every once in a while.
All right, let's move on. Maybe I'm wrong.
100%.
All right, the Agoris. Hey, they look really skittish around those dudes. They're trying to do the intro bit here, you know, the hi, my name is, and they're constantly turning around and watching them in case they're going to come on biting again. So you never know.
Dude, imagine how bad these guys smell. That's all I can think about the whole sketch. I would not want to go
like
fucking within a mile of their tribe.
Yeah. You know, one guy takes out a knife and starts slicing up his leg there, and he comes at Dave, who's there. Dave England is there, by the way, in the best outfit ever.
He might as well have been wearing his cardigan, too, because he had fit no way involved in this. But little do they know, he is the fucking shit master. He could have fit perfectly in with them if they just gave the fucking guy a chance. They looked past his fucking outfit.
If they stopped trying to rub blood on him.
He would have fucking, they would have loved
grab
it.
Him.
They could add his fucking chocolate fountain right up his butthole if they wanted.
When they grab him by the shirt, though, that one guy's got him, and he's like, you know, threatening Dave, and of course Dave is scared. He lets go of Dave, though, when Pontius calls him off, and immediately after, Dave's like, all right, yeah, we're back to everything's cool.
It's crazy because Steve-O and Pontius can like communicate with them.
Yeah.
In these weird, there's one moment when Steve-O legitimately becomes one of them. Like one guy's like bugging him, and Steve-O goes like and like gnashes at him.
Yeah,
he yells at the guy, and the whole group like basically gives him a fucking crown. Like he becomes their king for a little bit.
So I did not think of it that way, and it's 100% true. He literally became one of them for a moment.
Yeah,
and
he alpha mailed his way in there.
He absolutely alpha mailed. We should clarify as well, in case the listener forgets, the reason why these guys, the Agoris, are the way they are, and this is the stunt that Jeff Tremaine and everyone involved said was the ultimate failed bit, because they thought they could get something out of it and they didn't. The reason why these guys act the way that they do is because they think that by doing these crazy, gross, defiling things that they get like closer to spirituality. Like that's what they think is how they transcend. Like how
I kind of felt that way when you and I fucked earlier.
And we went there. And I to be fair, Jay, I felt like I did transcend a little bit. I did. Or no, sorry.
Did you guys transcend at the same time?
I disassociated.
There was a little bit of a delay, kind of like on this call, a couple second delay, but it was pretty close. It was pretty close, not gonna lie.
Who climaxed first?
Oh, I didn't.
Listen,
he wouldn't let me.
I'm kind of an asshole, but sorry, you were on to something there, Mikey. Please finish your thought.
No, it was basically just to say that like the purpose of these, the reason why these guys are such as Jeff Tremaine lovingly says, really a handful. After they were described as eating people, antiquing you with human ash, and Jeff Tremaine downplays it by saying, yeah, they're really a handful. Like his toddler just got into the Cheerios or something like that.
Oh boy, those guys are wacky, aren't they?
Yes, exactly.
Wacky bunch.
Honestly, fuck them.
They seem awful.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with those fucking guys, man.
The thing is, too, they pretty much killed the potential of having Wild Boys and Jackass. Thanks, Agoris.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're that's the worst crime that they did, I think. Never mind the eating humans or antiquing people with human flesh. It's the fact that they prevented Wild Boys from being on Jackass.
You guys want to touch on Dave England's comment about drinking piss? Probably the best line.
The best line of all time. That's the only good thing about this sketch.
He says, drinking piss, at least put it in a snow cone first, and then we'll talk.
Do you guys
Not impressed.
That yes, that's a joke, and it's very funny. But do you guys realize what that means?
What do you mean?
No, obviously not.
Okay.
Enlighten us.
I will enlighten you in ways other than slitting my own thighs in front of you. I will.
Thank you.
They go to this remote village where people are known for doing the most depraved shit, acting a fool, doing the unthinkable. Dave England goes in there and realizes they're actually not as bad as the Jackass crew. He's like, you know what? We've done that.
Well said. I did not read into it that way, and that is fucking brilliant. They don't need a quarter of what we did. If you do what we do, then we can start talking.
It's like, man, eating human flesh is so basic. You gotta have like a get Bam to build a contraption.
Fucking shave it off like a fucking shawarma fucking thing and fucking throw it into a pita. Then we can talk.
Bam will write up a diagram. He'll fax it over to MTV. We'll get a budget in on it, and then we'll see how eating human flesh can actually be creative.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chris, much like I shot a 40 millimeter grenade launcher into your brother earlier, this next one, React Impact Radiated Energy Air Cushion Projectile is basically just it's a grenade launcher for riot control, and it shoots a really hard fucking bean at you.
Was your beanbag as big as Bam's, or as small as Bam's, or as wide as Bam's? I don't even know what to call that. Is that a bigger or small dick?
I don't know.
Man can dream. That's all I know, Chris. That's all I know. They do compare.
Mine is nothing like that. Mine is longer and narrower. So I don't know if mine is big or small or somewhere in between, but it's nothing like Bam's. I'll tell you that much.
Listen, though, first prize for showing your dick on camera to compare against the 40 millimeter projectile. You get to keep the radiated projectile. Go ahead and stuff that into your pocket.
How are you guys moving past the fact that a split second after he sees this thing, Johnny Knoxville says, that's like Bam's dick. And he was 100% right.
Not.
It was 1-to-1.
100%
right. If you were like, you know, the type of blindness that you have where you can kind of see the outlines of things, but you can't see them fully. Yeah. If you have that, you would not know which is which. Like, I thought that he was just making a dumb little joke, but when they put them side by side,
identical.
It was actually identical. It was I laughed so fucking hard.
If you got Jeff Tremaine to, like, you know, he likes to paint fat people. If he liked to paint penises and he did his little fucking strip like that, and he painted them the same color, you wouldn't be able to tell which one's, if it was behind a curtain. You wouldn't know which one's which.
Not even close. Not even close. Wait, why don't they put that in a gun and see if they can shoot it out? That'd be kind of cool.
So Preston is about to get shot with Bam's dick in the ass, right?
Yes,
now, did you guys notice that we're doing this at a children's park because that's where you want a large grown man at a 90-degree angle with his pants down?
It's like some seedy motels fucking children's park where they're doing this. Like, how the fuck did they get away with that?
It does swell up nicely, though, after they hit him. Like, it's a pretty big bruise right after impact. And then, like, the next day when they show that shot, it's like, you know, had a couple days to just really sink in. Yeah, it doesn't look like he'd be, you know, having a very good time sitting down anywhere for quite a while. So.
Well, when they showed, like, have you guys ever gotten into, like, chubby vagina porn by any chance?
Oh,
like, do you like the chubby ones? Minute, like those big fat lips? Because honestly... If you took away the rest of the body and you zoomed in,
you wouldn't know.
Fucking Preston's fucking ass looked like a beautiful chubby vagina. And it really made me start having weird questions.
Great adjective selection there. Beautiful. I don't know if I described it as beautiful, but beauty looks different to everyone.
Oh, so. if you zoom, no, but I'm saying if you zoomed in and you're used to that and you like that look, I'm telling you, it's fucking, they couldn't make a regular one as nice as that. That's the fucking scary thing.
Oh my God. That's no, I mean, I've always, his ass is one of the most fascinating things to look at on this planet. Like, it's just, there's something about it.
It's that gooch at the bottom. It's not even his ass. It's where his legs kind of, I don't even know what it is. Go back and look.
Yeah. It's like there's once you hit a certain weight threshold, there's like extra body parts that you grow or get added on that you otherwise don't have.
Their body's got like deliveries coming in, like, hey, we got another ass here for Preston Lacy, and it's like, I don't know, I don't know, just throw it on the bottom of my ass.
I can't fit it over here, just fucking throw it. Yeah, exactly.
Or like an incorrect delivery. We got a chubby vagina for Preston Lacy. Preston's a dude's name. Oh, I got it. My boss says I gotta leave it here. You gotta put it somewhere.
I heard Lacy, and I figured it was
the fucking. We're shooting in like 20 minutes. I guess I gotta use it now.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, this next one, Bam is not stoked on this situation. And you know what, boys? I'll tell you what. Whoever can say the line and sound the most like Bam Margera, and here's the line: "Alligators piss me off," gets to intro this next segment. Ready?
Okay.
Here we go. I'll start the charge and see if we can do this. All right, ready? Alligators piss me off. How's that?
The alligators piss me off. Man, I'm terrible.
Mikey, what do you got?
What are you guys doing?
I don't know, like a southern Cajun Bam Margera.
No.
I knew Mikey was going to win for sure.
Okay, Mikey, tell us what this is. What's
okay,
this all
the
about?
prize is I get to do your fucking job. Great, love it. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. This is the Cajun Obstacle Course. Obstacle Course. Obviously T-Nigs is there from our last episode, and obviously he has.
What's his name again, Mikey?
T-Nigs.
Stop doing that. You're gonna get us
Obviously,
canceled.
he has an obstacle course in his backyard because he is the most redneck person I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I don't know where he lives or.
No, I'm just gonna interject this right here because as a city slicker / hunter / country boy, I'm in the middle. I don't have an identity. They panned over to him. I don't know if it was that guy who I won't say his name or somebody else. He had a hat on. And I actually had to bring this out for this episode. It made me feel so proud. The ammo that I get from my fucking guns were on his fucking hat.
Oh my God.
You go back and look at this shit. My favorite ammo. And I'm like, fuck, I'm doing it right.
So you said... you did something the same as this guy. His name is T-Nix. We can say his name. What are you guys doing? His name is T-Nix. And you did.
Careful, Chris. Careful. Your mustache is looking a little thinner by the minute here.
And you did something that he did, and you were proud of that?
Yeah. Who fucking knows better than a fucking animal than a fucking Cajun redneck, man?
That's a good point.
I know I'm using the right shot. I never,
I think your targets may be different than his, but yeah, I don't want to know what he's using them for. Again, I don't want to know how he got his nickname, but it's his name. We can say it. So here I'm going to walk you guys through this obstacle course, which I fully believe exists in his backyard. They didn't build it. This is
Wait,
commonplace.
Whose backyard does this exist in? Sorry, I just want to
T-Nix backyard.
The audience. Okay, thank you.
We can say it. It's a name.
Who's he putting through that course, Mikey?
That's a very good question, Chris. And what ammo is he using to coax them along?
Winchester,
the same ammo you
Super
have, Chris.
X, baby.
Yeah, there you go. So there's the things they have to jump through here: alligators and barbed wire, which is crazy because the alligators actually are biting them.
Oh, fuck yeah.
There's a fish wind machine. I don't know what that was or why he uses it. There's a race through hogs. And then there's pro paintballers in there. And my question is, did these paintballers need to be pro? They're like 4 feet away. I could have done that. But these guys are like just fucking zeroing in. They're doing that thing, like when you can tell a pro paintballer's or a paintballer's a pro paintballer because the way they hold the trigger, they just like touch it like they're tickling it. It's
because they release the fucking trigger pressure. That's how I do my rifle. Like you get that trigger pressure so fine that it's just like.
What sound does it make? Sorry, I missed that. You cut out there for a sec. Chris,
I'm not doing that again. I dug myself a hole again already. I might as well have done the dueling banjos.
After the paintballs, they have to drink from a spittoon, which is just, we don't need it. Don't do it. That's fucking disgusting. Chris,
the spittoon.
You okay, Chris?
Oh my God.
It's just a spittoon. There's just old guys.
I was just coughing. The idea of fucking drinking tobacco is fucking right up my alley.
Yeah,
I would fucking love that shit, man. Fuck, you ever had some chew there? You ever fucking pack a dip, bud?
Oh, god damn, dude.
No?
Everyone's like puking on each other.
Fantastic.
So disgusting.
Yeah, because they don't know how to fucking handle the chew like a fucking man. You ain't getting me here, boys. I fucking love tobacco. I'm a fucking redneck.
Everything in this fucking obstacle course looks dirty and like a health hazard and just terrible in general. But that spittoon, I would almost just put up with everything else if I would do the obstacle course twice if I didn't have to do the fucking spittoon. That's 100%. Nasty shit.
100%. That was hard for me to watch.
And then I think we got to mention it because we've already kind of had, Mikey, we had this earlier on in part 2. I think we started bringing it up, but this is shitting on command. Now, it is what it is. I have to ask you guys, though. We know that Dave England can shit on command. This wasn't Dave that did the liquid diarrhea super soaker, was it? Yes, it was. Because this is like a straight shot. Was it Dave? 100%. I thought it was someone else. I swear it was someone else, but maybe it was Dave. But he just runs in because everybody's falling over. The table gets broken, right? And then someone just liquid diarrheas on that table, and it's like a green stream. It's like the ooze that turned the turtles into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, remember how they did the thing with like Matt Hoffman? Was it Matt Hoffman where they kind of segued his part into the next part?
Exactly.
This is what they did with the liquid diarrhea shot.
100%.
It's so out of left field, though. Like, he just runs in, stops, shits a stream, and runs away. It was like a drive-by shitting.
Or it was a professional pooer at work.
It was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen, regardless of the reasoning for it. It was so impressive. Jay, you mentioned like we know that he can shit on command. I didn't know he could do that. I didn't know he could do that until that moment.
Well, it's funny. He's a professional. Well, we'll get into this in the next segment, but this is a pretty good segue if there's ever one.
Here's the thing that's going to fuck your mind, though. Did he just have to shit at that moment, or did he decide, hey, man, it'd be real great if I shit on that table right now?
Well, that would
he just runs in.
Jay, that's the dumbest thing you've ever said. If you have to shit, you're not shitting on command. Shitting on command is only impressive if you can do it whenever you want. Otherwise, I shit on command every morning after my coffee.
I don't know. Maybe the dead fish fan got him all riled up. He's like, oh, I gotta hold this one.
If you asked him though to do the same thing with a pee burst, he couldn't do it. He's like, I don't understand peeing on command. That shit's hard. But pooping on command, that's a different fucking animal.
So does he just conjure this up? Is he like a wizard, like a shit wizard?
Yes, he's a professional pooer.
Like he could be on a 5-day fast and he can just produce, is what you're telling me.
I don't know. I mean, if you ask a professional athlete to perform when they haven't eaten for a while, it's a different story. Like if you didn't give them the proper creatine and their things, the body lifters, they can't do their stuff. But, you know, obviously as a professional pooer, he takes his life seriously. So he's a professional pooing diet. Maybe he eats a lot of fiber. I don't know. Maybe he has a lot of pickled onions. Who the fuck knows? But whatever he's doing allows him to be the professional that he is.
So you're telling me that if Michael Jordan didn't come and shit center court back in 96, they might have not have been the champions that year.
He did a lot of shit on the court. I don't think any of it was his. Actually, some of it was pretty nasty. Just not
on command. I was trying to make like a basketball shit metaphor, but like something to do with, you know, doing a swish or like a 3-pointer. I don't know. There's got to be something there. Someone.
Well, Jay, to keep the basketball metaphor alive, that one was an air ball.
Hey, yeah.
Get that garbage out of here.
Get that garbage out of here. Onions.
We're moving on. I'm done with this shit because I want to talk about the old guys now for a bit. Spike Jones is the little old lady.
Wait. You got to let me say my piece on this on Dave England. On Dave England. Because there is like, this goes straight from the him shitting on the table to all the conversation about the fact that he can shit on command, which was fascinating to me. The only thing I want to say about this is this interview that Dave England gives is the best interview I've seen him give since urban kayaking. I've brought up urban kayaking so many times on this podcast since we saw it. The reason I say it is he's talking about it kind of like Chris was there, you know, saying like, well, you know, he's a professional and he's taking it so seriously. He's like, you know, I don't know if how many other people can do it, but I've gotten pretty good at it. I've trained pretty hard. Maybe I'll take it on the road. And, you know, he's like, he's making it his own like fucking X Games thing. And that reminded me so much of urban kayaking. I had to say
that's a great connection. I didn't put those two together, but I was embodying his essence in that, and that's exactly what it was. And that's why I think I took to it so much, because like you said, that was one of the greatest interviews ever, and that's one of our favorite sketches ever when he's doing that. So
yeah, I had to bring it up because I constantly ask for it, and I would be so upset if I'd let this go without saying, hey, we got it, thanks Dave, I owe you one.
Boys, please, we got to stop talking about this. I can't take it anymore. I got a case of the vapors. Ooh, boy.
The vapors.
Oh, mercy. Spike Jones is the little old lady. He says he felt vulnerable as the old lady because people were looking at his sun-dried tomatoes, or sorry, her sun-dried tomatoes. Knoxville likes it, though, because people don't recognize him anymore. I'm not sure if that's the case now that he's done it so many times. Maybe a little bit. Still got a little bit of that staying power. But regardless, guys, this is the test drive. This sketch right here is a hidden cam sketch. We're getting into the car with Irving, and poor Daniel. Daniel's the guy, he's the salesman at the used car lot. Why'd you get in that car, Daniel? This is just a bad idea. Red flags everywhere. He hits a homeless guy's cart coming around the corner. Now, we know as the viewer that the homeless guy is in on the joke, but poor old Daniel doesn't know this shit. So when Irving steps off quietly to abandon Daniel at the crash site, I thought that was the funniest fucking thing. He's just tiptoeing out of there like a cartoon villain. It's great.
I don't know. I did not like this one. This one was like, it was such a miss that maybe they just didn't have a lot of B-roll for Irving Zissman, so they put this one in it. But this one was like, I thought that the interactions between the homeless guy or who is the actor and Irving, they couldn't get like a proper argument going. Him running away was like, okay, that's kind of cool, but you don't get to see the moment where Daniel notices that he's gone. And it's just kind of like he walks away and then the stunt's over. I was like, man, that was really lame. That was a big miss.
To me, it's funny because it must have been a big miss because I don't really like remember much of it, because the second that shopping cart hit his car, I just thought of Mikey's traumatic story where a homeless guy rolled a shopping cart and damaged his car. And Mikey fucking has the fucking nerve to go up to this guy after. Mikey's in a Tim Hortons. A homeless guy smashes his car with a cart. And Mikey comes outside and goes, do you have insurance? The guy's like, no, I'm fucking homeless. Like, you see, it's like a professional accident.
That would have been great
like,
if he
and
did.
He goes, what do you say? Like, he's like, well, do you have a phone? No. Where do I find you? He's like, well, I usually hang out behind the Walmart.
Yeah, he was like, I was in the Tim Hortons and I was with a lady and I saw her eyes just like, I followed them. They darted across and then she looked at me like stunned. I was like, what the fuck just happened? She's like, someone just hit your car. And I looked around. I was expecting to see another car had hit my car, but it was like my car got rear-ended by a Bed Bath and Beyond. Like there were pillows everywhere and fucking blankets. And when I go out to see the guy, Chris is absolutely right. I say, I'm talking to him. I'm like, I don't know. No one's ever damaged my car. I was first year university at this point. I didn't know what to do.
You think you'd have a fucking better education than ask that question?
Well, I was like, I don't know. Do you have insurance? And he says, I don't even have a house. That was his answer.
Dude, I can't blame the guy though. Like shopping cart insurance has just gotten ridiculous.
It has, especially ever since really CKY. Fucking, they threw that day jack that shit up the shopping cart insurance through the roof.
They fucking ruined it for everybody. Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot more to say about this one. I agree with you, Mikey. The interaction is kind of where it falls off. Unfortunately, They could have did better. But I do love the tiptoeing away and just fuck you, Daniel. You're on your own, buddy. Next up, though, we do get some more Irving antics. This is the deconstruction site. This was an idea that Knoxville had where he would go onto job sites and just fuck around, break the drywall, fuck shit up, basically. But he decided to go when everybody was on a lunch break, so this doesn't really work too well. He starts pissing everywhere. I don't know, presumably to mark his territory, I guess. This does get the attention of the workers on break, but I love, and Mikey, you might have noticed this. Did you get the audio cue when he's pissing? He growls at one point like a lion would.
Yes, he does.
It is guttural.
I just feel like he's mimicking the poor prostate that someone of his age would probably have. Pissing is no longer as pleasurable as it is for us. At our young and spry ages. This was another one, again, maybe they didn't have a ton of B-roll for Irving Zissman, but this was one where I'm like, like I said last episode, the first part of Jackass 2.5 is good because it's telling you that there were stunts that were so good but couldn't be in the movie for a specific reason, whether the reaction was too real, whether the person was too confident, whether it was too absurd, like the butt beat ass guys. These last couple, like later in Jackass 2.5, you get ones that are just not in the movie because they're not good enough to be in the movie. And then I'm like, I get that the story is they were on break isn't that funny. But then the stunt isn't funny, so I don't really need to see it. The only reason I liked seeing it is because as they carry him out, they find the fucking camera on him, and the microphone, and they're like, what the fuck is this? But then you don't get that further interaction. They cut it off right there. I'm like, that would have been the thing you show, and they stop it before you actually get it.
Yeah, the only good part of that was when they're with the comedian in the end, and he's just giving them shit. He's like, you guys fucking, it's like your first day of shooting. He's like, this is going straight to the DVD.
Right.
Oh, Jeffrey Ross.
Jeff Ross, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got it real quick, though, on the old man thing, when he's on the concrete there outside and they find the camera. I love it when he's calling them all big men. He's like, oh, big man. Big man, like just trying to get everyone in the general public's attention. It's just
to be fair, like he's trying to rile everyone up. And these guys just had their construction site deconstructed and pissed all over. They're pretty fucking patient with this dude. Mm-hmm. And now he's antagonizing them. I'm like, you know what? I feel like Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber. Like, a lot of people say that old people can't be trusted and they're senile and this and that. It's like, a lot of people say that construction workers are brash and sexist and this and that. Nope, turns out they're not all that bad.
And as Chris just said, shout out to Jeff Ross. He is a funny guy. I was surprised to see him hanging out with him. I didn't expect like this was his type of thing, but it makes sense once you see him interacting with them and some of the jokes he's telling, like the shooting a movie like a pickup basketball game, all that stuff. It's pretty good. Next we get a quick little shot.
But Jeff Ross what he forgets is he's talking to fucking Spike Jonze, an eventual Academy Award winner. Like, shut your mouth, right. Jeff Ross. You're the comedian that everyone said that is never going to make it fully because all you do is make fun of other comedians. Like, know your role, buddy.
Yeah, and I mean, I always like when we saw Brad Pitt, for example, it's always strange to find like who these guys end up hanging out with and the connections they make in the industry. And sometimes it's the strangest fucking people.
Yeah.
Like you never would have thought. I never would have thought Shaq would be dry humping Wee Man on a basketball court,
Yes.
but there is footage of that. So coming up next, we have this short little interstitial of Bam. He's like wrapped up in bubble wrap. They might have been right in the middle of something, and he doesn't have use of his arms. So he just kind of like all wrapped in bubble wrap.
They
squats.
might have been in the middle of something.
I think they
Why
were
else
in the
would
middle
he
of
have
something.
bubble wrap on him?
He might have tried to dress himself that day. I don't know. Glorin, aka Jen, wasn't there to help him. He just didn't know what the fuck he was doing. But listen, he's all wrapped in the bubble wrap, and he squats down. They hold a cup underneath, and just like a girl would, a nice little squirt. And he's got good aim, I gotta say. He squatted and pissed right into that cup. It was impressive.
Yeah.
And then he gets it thrown on him. So
By Matt Hoffman.
By Matt Hoffman.
That was Matt Hoffman. I didn't realize that.
That was Matt Hoffman. Yeah.
Speaking of Matt Hoffman, how about the mini motorcycle mayhem featuring Matt
This is
Hoffman?
what you were talking about.
This is what I was talking about. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Fucking love this. I wish this was featured in the movie, because the grocery store, like, they're just gonna bust in on these mini bikes. Yeah, they probably talked to the management before, I can only assume, but it's still great. You know, those fucking floors, when they're taking those drifts around the corners, they squeal, man, and they're leaving fucking skid marks everywhere. You're seeing dudes' butt cracks, because if you've ever ridden a mini bike, well, you know, they're not ergonomically friendly.
Mikey rode one apparently with you the other day.
Good one.
Rode a mini
There's
bike,
something
yeah.
right at the end here, though, guys, which is an iconic moment. And was this not in the film? Am I?
It was in the credits.
remembering
It was
this?
in the credits.
Okay, this is the collision with Danger Ehren and I don't know who, but they
Dave England.
head to head.
Mm-hmm.
Dave England. Okay, smash the bikes, and he looks at the camera. He's got a gap in his tooth, and he says, "You knocked out my tooth again."
How many
I
times?
swear. Yeah, he's got the worst luck.
How many times in the existence, this is an honest question for you guys. How many times in the history of the earth has anyone ever said, "You knocked out my tooth again"? Like, legitimately.
Anybody that's
10?
ever fought Mike Tyson twice?
But would they have said that to him?
No, I know. I was just trying to be cool.
Then it would have been a third time. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a third and a fourth time. Yeah. No, like, legitimately, how many times in the history of human existence has that sentence ever been said?
Basically never.
Honestly, we witnessed history, my friends.
And it's a great moment too.
Again is the key part.
Again, that's it, right? You
It's
knocked
not
out my
this-
tooth. That's
maybe
common.
you might knock out your same tooth twice, but the same person.
That's it.
You got a bad
Right?
friend if that's happening.
You've got a bad friend.
You got to change your friends. Right?
This is a profound moment, though, guys. I feel like this is a profound moment, but maybe not as profound as the miracle of childbirth. And this was the day that Wee Man was born. Dressed me up as a baby.
Never mind.
Brushed me with tomato sauce. Chris?
Oh
what
my
do you got?
God, Chris, what just happened to you?
The what?
What just happened to you?
What do you mean?
I feel so sad. You were like, women just, never mind. You just gave up on whatever bit you were about
I
to
was
try
just
to
going to
bring up.
wait for my line until it got more into the scene.
Oh, you just sounded
So
like
you
you
got a
gave
good
up
one.
on your bit and you were so sad about it.
No, it's not that I gave up. I just wanted better timing, and now it's
okay.
just kind of fucked. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now the timing is definitely fucked, yes. Would you like me to talk about the big lady, or would you like to get your bit in
Speaking
now?
about a fat pussy.
there it is.
Okay. All right.
Apparently, Wee Man could not breathe, and, well, yeah,
Do you
she's fucking
think
big.
on her butt, there's like something that looks like Preston's dick?
So they got the attachments mixed up. The address is... Yeah, I got you. Okay. She looked happy, though, so...
She fucking
smiling.
used him as a dildo. Wee Man is like about the size of a dildo for her.
Oh my God. Just put a little fucking like a sailor's hat is like the condom and just try and roll it down. You know, like one of those like fucking
Like
Jack
the
Cousteau
Zissman hat,
hats.
Steve
It's like,
Zissman. Yeah, Steve
it's like,
Zissman.
that's not coming down
Roll
enough.
it
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
Oh
I
my
don't think
God.
there's anything better that we can say about this.
Honestly,
No, we got-
would you? Is there anything appealing to you guys about like maybe the comfort of just being
Oh,
The comfort?
like blanketed?
laid
comfort?
on by someone like that?
Yeah,
The comfort.
like to me, it's
The
like
comfort.
you're hungover. It's cold
No.
winter night.
Chris, no.
No, cold winter
I'm with
night.
you.
Please.
And
Yeah, I'm with you.
you know those times when your blanket's just not good enough, and you know you drank the night before, so you got the booze blues, and you just want to feel the warm embrace of, you know, something, and you just get enveloped by comfort is what it looks like. Oh, it's kind of like that time when I smoked weed and I went onto the fucking airplane and I was so fucking high and I was like, please don't give me a middle seat. Please don't give me a middle seat. And I look at my middle seat and it was two fucking fat ass fucking chicks and I'm right in the middle and I was like, this is going to be fucking brutal. I was flying to Calgary and when I sat down there, they're like comfort. It was like a body pillow on both sides and I was so stoned and it was so warm and comfortable. It was the best flight of my life.
You were essentially flying first class.
I had fucking like memory foam pillows fucking comforting my whole fucking body. It was fantastic.
Hey, look, I can see my face.
Yeah.
This next one though, guys, the poof. The poof. Oh, the poof is back.
Poof is back.
Oh my! I didn't expect this. This made my day, boys. We got baby bent over daddy's knee, Knoxville and Wee Man. He's still in the baby costume. Give that boy a little powder. I'm afraid I might shit, says Wee Man. And I love Johnny's, he's laughing out loud. His reaction is, no, that's not the goal. It is not the goal, but boy, does it happen anyway. I was hoping to see another one of those Irving Zissman clouds, like, you know, the best Jackass stunt of all time, according to me. But I was surprised to see two things here, boys, and you might agree with me. One, there was indeed a little shit, a little cling, a loaf clinging to the butt cheeks of Wee Man. But number two, when they panned around the room, the whole crew is in diapers?
Yeah, what was that about? That was so funny. That was the funniest part about, I mean, no, definitely not the funniest part about the sketch, but that as an added bonus, everyone being in diapers, except for Johnny Knoxville. Well, he's the weird one.
No, it's logical. They've been trying to get this fucking fart poof, and they cue it up by saying, we always wanted to do the poof, but nobody could fart on time. So, in essence, the bit was that they would be on Johnny Knoxville's knees, and he would give them the poof. So that's why they wanted every fucking gun ablazing.
Oh, just in
they
case
wanted every gun locked and loaded,
fart.
right?
Oh, I get
gotcha.
that.
Now it makes sense.
Fuck, that's actually really smart of them.
No, smart of me to figure that out.
Man.
Fair, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That's smart of everyone.
What if we tried the art of forced air? Maybe that would produce a better result. Mike Judge, hey, you want to be in the movie? Nothing related to this. Just wondering if you'd like to be in the movie. Yes, Mike Judge would love to be in the movie. I love when Pontius says he made some like King of the Hill. He must be, like,
Pontius doesn't really know.
He's one of the greatest ever, in my opinion.
Mike Judge?
King of the Hill, I think, is one of the greatest shows that's ever been created, honestly. Especially animated shows. It's like South Park and that. It was South Park and then that to me. And then Simpsons, honestly. But I know that sounds crazy, but yeah.
Simpsons, but not anymore. Not anymore, unfortunately. At the time, you know, for a while, Simpsons was king. But
it just, to me, King of the Hill, I watched that again recently from beginning, and it was just like, this is so much better than I ever remembered it being. Simpsons is always amazing. It's just too much to consume. It covered too many areas. King of the Hill was like direct and to the point, you know? That was my thought, but anyways, we're talking about Jackass, not King of the Hill or Cable Guy, but
no, actually, for the last 10 minutes, we've been talking about King of the Hill, not Jackass.
You blacked out for a little while in the middle there.
Your eyes rolled back in your head, and you just started speaking.
I went Rain Man again.
You went Rain Man, yeah.
I'm still envisioning the nice blanket.
What? The blanket, the memory foam. I got you. Look, he had the honor though. Mike Judge did of pumping fireplace bellows up a man's bum. So here we go. This is the butt bellows, and draw some grass reeds to see who gets the shortest one, and that person has to get it up the butt. Preston wins. I don't know if that's the right term, but he's being selected. Bent over the couch cushion. Here we go. I love how Pontius asks permission to spread him. He's a very conscious, aware fellow, is he not?
This is coming back to what I said in the butt beat ass kite sketch, where like he's the guy who's willing to go in there regardless of the body parts. He's like, let's do it. I'll be the one to do it. And it kind of recontextualizes Jackass Forever when he's doing the dick puppet, like he's got the penis puppet going through like the giant monster, and Johnny Knoxville has to help out his balls, like hold his balls up, and he's like, hey Pontius, this is me, okay, I'm gonna, like, finally, Pontius, this is like coming full circle for him. He's like, finally, someone's caring for my genitals. I care for everyone's genitals. And now Johnny has the courtesy to care for mine. It was very sweet. It was very sweet. He finally got what was coming to him.
Well, did you notice there was a part of the scene that most would consider the major contributor to one of the greatest moments in pop music history? When he's trying to get it in, Johnny says, to the left, to the left.
Oh, yes.
And that's exactly where Beyonce ended up getting the line for that famous song.
That is. Yeah. And the line, you're right, Chris, because I read it. This was on MTV's Beyond the Music.
Exactly.
Behind the Music.
Pop music video had the pop-up, too.
Pop-up video, yeah. It was supposed to be to the left, everything I've blown in a fart to the left.
Yeah.
That is exactly what it was supposed to be.
But she had to, obviously,
She changed it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that's this culture vultures like Beyonce and whatnot, but
yeah.
I mean, this was where that song came from, if anybody wanted to know, and this might be one of the biggest moments in pop culture history. Pop music history. Yeah.
And speaking of pops, we're going to get one coming out of Preston's butt in just a little bit too here.
But it does go back in first. The fart does.
Yes.
He tried, and it went back in. Guys, I feel like I've become really good at that after years of sitting by girls I liked in high school. How about you guys? Did you rip them and admit to them, or were you more of like the, were you containing those for a later
I won't fart in front of anyone but my family. And
I fucking probably ruined every relationship I had because I fucking love it. I find it so funny. Like, my ex, she'd just be like, stop doing that. Like, do you ever want me to lick your asshole again? And I'm like, yes, but farts please. Are so fucking funny. What do you want from me? Like, it's funny to me. I don't understand how someone can't find a fart funny. I'm like, you fucking fart. I'll fucking laugh, man. I find it hilarious. You can fart.
Did you ever do it while she was licking your ass?
No.
You should have.
Well, I had the chance, I guess, right?
Well, Chris, and this works on a couple levels. Hindsight's a bitch. She's got the side of your...
Oh, my goodness.
Right?
But dang.
Your butt is the... Yes.
Hindsight.
Yes.
Yes, please. Fuck you, Mikey. You're too goddamn good. Why do I say that at least once an episode? Like, you just blow me away with your wittiness.
Just like Preston blows away Steve-O.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. There we go again. Steve-O, he's blowing into a straw into Preston's butt, right, to get some extra bonus air in there. And then what did you think was going to happen? He farts on him, and we do get a little puff here. So there you go. I wasn't left hanging. I got my puff, and I'm sent home packing happy here. But I love when Preston says, I wanted to work with Mike Judge my whole life. There's your opportunity, my friend.
Yeah,
Never imagined it'd be this way.
They say don't meet your heroes. I think we should amend that to don't meet your heroes and let them blow air in your asshole, because that would just, you're never getting cast by that guy.
Or don't meet your heroes and let them blow hot smoke in your ass.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe you should blow hot smoke in their ass.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what, guys? What I really liked about this was when it finally happened, and I've been trying to figure out, was this pre or post the natural fart poof? Because this had to be this is somewhere around. This is obviously something they really committed to. This is also the last finale of the fucking 2.5. When this fucking finally happens, if you didn't show the fart poof and you showed that celebration, you think people would have won the World Cup. It was the celebration of everybody in that room and the happiness, because they must have put so much work into this. I can't get over the fact that everybody in the entire room had the biggest celebration I've ever seen because of Fart Went Poof. And I love the fucking simple sentiment of that.
It's great. It was so funny. And I think the only reason, I bet you the poof, the Knoxville poof, the one that you get in Jackass 2, I think that probably happened first, but the whole crew wasn't there and they wanted it to be a production. They didn't want it to just be a sneaky one. While someone was sleeping on a couch. I think that's why everyone was so into it.
True to me.
Do you guys need any more evidence why this is the #1 Jackass sketch of all time? I mean, you just said it yourselves.
I don't hate on it, man. The fart goes poof. That's one of my happiest things I've ever seen.
Dude. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I have nothing more to say. I'm happy. You guys want to go to the outro?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, here's the big outro. Rifles at the ready. We got the American flag in the background. We're ready for the send-off here. We knew the time would come. I'm a little sad that we're at the end of it, but I guess we get a little bit of a swerve here. I didn't see this coming, but Knoxville's doing a bit of a monologue here, and he says, one day our kids are going to ask, Grandpa, what did you do in the great Jackass #2? All right, you sons of bitches. Time to hit the showers. And then, out of nowhere, the lights go down. We get the gay pride flag in the background, and everybody gets naked, jumps around in a pile of balloons. And back then, it was not just the pride flag. Hey, you can't get rid of that. I already said it. Hey, man, you do a podcast. Words are fucking hard. I've been speaking for like 2 hours straight. It's bound to happen eventually. But hey, it was called the gay pride flag.
It's not a Jesus Christ. That was fully forgivable, but just perfect timing. It's the one way you can actually see that and laugh about it. That was fucking... if you plan that, Jay, like I think you did, because I know you're sadistic and you're a homophobe, but if you didn't plan that... Yeah.
That was the sentence to do that on, for sure. I believe back then they just referred to that as the gay pride flag, if I'm not mistaken. So, give me a break. Everybody gets naked, jumps around, and there's balloons, and it gets pretty sexual. And
that's it. This one was like I mentioned, I didn't like the intro, like the mimicking Patton and having it all be scripted and whatever. That didn't work for me at the beginning. It didn't work that they went off on it to bookend Jackass 2.5 with, doing it in front of the flag. And I got to say, we forgive a lot of that Jackass does because it was just a different time and in a different era. This is just such a fucking miss. This is just flat out bad.
Did you find it offensive when you cover the American flag with the pride flag? Like, to me,
did you just do that too, Chris?
Did I?
He did that. I think that was on purpose. Come on. No way that you slipped up. There's no way that happened twice in a row. Come on. Did that just happen?
All I have to say.
Jesus Christ. Who did I start a podcast with?
Somebody get me a fat lady. I want to disappear.
Yeah, me too, please. I'm getting red.
I think this was just... I'll flat out say...
talk seriously right now?
I don't know.
He is, though, yeah.
Well, everyone...
Always the professional.
Everyone went quiet. I'll go out on saying that, and this isn't me playing it. This isn't clout chasing. This isn't whatever the fuck people would accuse you of for trying to say the quote unquote right thing. I think this ending is just in poor taste, and I think it's aged absolutely terribly. The whole joke of set up the intro, set up the conclusion, and the joke of all of that, the thread they tie is just to pretend to be gay. Like, it's like, I don't know, man. It's just like, it's lazy
too.
It's lazy. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Dude, don't love it. You talked to Preston Lacey. He was up in upward 69 over somebody trying to push his butt in their face. That's not fucking lazy. He was putting in some work, dog.
He was carrying the show. I mean, we can all agree on that. But,
yes.
And fucking did you see Pontius? Anyways, it was. I thought it was funny, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I didn't love it. I didn't love it.
Well, that's it. That's it, guys. And we get the credits, and of course, it wouldn't be a Jackass movie without some, outtakes and things in the credits. I love that they're yelling at Cossack to film the poo! Film the poo, Cossack, the poo! And he's holding back vomit as he does. We get Steve-O wiping his ass on the grass like a dog. I don't know, that was just funny to me for some reason.
More of your favorite, the meatball slingshot. That's a good one.
The meatball slingshot.
And more Jeff painting the big guy. Jeff loves painting the big boy.
He does, doesn't he?
He just fucking loves it.
And Chris Pontius sings us another song too.
Yes.
Here.
I could watch Pontius sing songs all day long. It's great.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
When the day is done, when the sun goes down, when the children fry, when the mothers frown, when the blood is spilled, when the knives are drawn, when the blood is spilled, and your body shakes, and your bones will chill, you see a ghost. Ooh, my God, I've seen a ghost. Ooh, yeah. It's for the kids.
What song do you have down?
No sweat, it's just a ghost.
And I swear this was already a song, and it might be. I have to look it up, but the lyrics are when the day is gone, when the sun, or what is it? When the sun goes away, when the children cry and the mothers frown, something like that. But he's singing, and just the thing that's most important is the end line where he says, and then you see a ghost, and it's Just Pontius being silly. Put the fucking song and I'm not going to sing it.
He's so silly. I love it. I always get like a little sentimental when the credits are rolling too. It just always makes me like, oh man, it's fucking, especially in the context of us having this podcast and knowing that we've just revisited with all of our focus this thing and it's over now. It's always like, oh man, like I just fucking love when we get the privilege of doing a mainline Jackass something on this podcast. You know, I don't mind doing the Viva La Bams. I love doing the Viva La Bams. I love doing the Cribs. I love doing those offshoot things. But man, it feels great to do a fucking mainline movie like this.
Yeah. You know, I was just thinking,
Agree.
because Mikey's talking about all sentimental, watching the credits. You know, after we watched the movie on his birthday, he was kind of in that mode, and he said, Chris, let's get the Jackass skull and bone tattoos. And I'm like, absolutely, Mikey. And since then, I think he's been kind of backing up. So I feel like if we get a certain amount of likes, Che, you could set the number 1, 2, 3, or 4 likes on this post. Mikey has to get the tattoo with me because I'm 100% in. What do you guys think? If we could, we'll make a post about it later.
Mikey, I'll push the odds in your favor. We'll play like it's roulette here, and instead of going on red or black, I'm gonna pick one of the very specific spaces on the board. Joey Greco, if you're out there, if you like this, just send us anything. Just reference the tattoos on any of our social media at Jackass Pod, and I think that's all the validation we might
Mikey
need.
will have to get it.
One day maybe we'll actually set a barometer and do it. But I will have to make like a high standard because I want to get it because the podcast has reached a certain point. No, we'll figure something out. Okay. I'm thinking about number of downloads on an episode or something like that, you know, breaking our record or something along those lines. Because those numbers got pretty fucking high, especially around Jackass Forever. So if we can keep up there and maybe double them, how about that? If we can double our numbers, who knows? We'll see. We'll put something together for you.
Joey Greco, the savior.
The savior.
He is.
Do you guys want to go into our MVPs, LVPs?
Okay.
Yeah. This is the whole thing of our segment.
This is let's
do the whole movie.
Let's do the whole thing. I like doing the whole thing in the last
two parts. Doesn't that feel like okay? Yeah.
Jay, do you want to start us off because we started off the other ones?
Well, it's fucking harder now. God damn it. Give me a sec here. Do you have one fired up? If you do, go. If not, I will figure it out real quick.
I know who I'm going with.
Nobody does.
Who are you going with?
Okay, Chris, you go.
I'm going with Preston. This is a fucking standalone. He had his moments. He fucking made the fart go poof. He also had the King Kong moment. He had the banter back with Bam. I liked him for the first segment. He wasn't in as much of the rest, but he got fucking Mike Judge to blow a fucking fireplace fucking poker or whatever that fucking thing's called up his asshole. What more can he ask for? Preston Lacey, we've seen some of the best. We've seen some of his best emotions, his happiest. We get to see that vibe that he's vibing with. And you know what? Fucking he's my MVP of the episode.
Nice. I like that.
Or the movie.
Okay.
I will, man, mine's tough. Because you know what? I'm not going to give it to Bam, but I kind of wanted to just because of how prevalent he is in the early goings of this, but he kind of tapers off towards the end of the movie. Instead, I'm going to go with Danger Ehren, I think. All he does is what people ask him to do. The fact that some of the stunts don't quite work out is not his fault. You know, he does the stunt in India. He does the dizzy boxing. He gets his fucking tooth knocked out. He's just there and he's game for absolutely everything, just like he was in Jackass Forever. It's just that those stunts didn't play the same way that they played in Forever. But I think he deserves as much credit or, you know, close to as much credit. Danger Ehren's going to be my MVP.
Nice. Yeah, I could see that. And man, the reason this was so hard for my MVP, guys, because like Chris, I'm with you. I understand the Preston thing. I'm not going to pick him for this one, but I understand it. And he was in the running for me because he really does have a showing here. But I felt that way with Bam too. Like I really like seeing Bam kind of what I would consider to be in his prime here. Like he's really coming into the Bam that we all know and love. And yeah, he's drinking a little and you can tell, but I mean like, it's not a problem at this point. We talked about this, I think in part one, where it's like, you can't really fault the guy. He didn't know where he was headed.
If he was drinking or not or doing whatever, it's like his performance and his happiness shines through.
Exactly. Like there's something there. Like he's loving the filming of this movie. You can tell like he's just a pig in shit here. But I also couldn't pick him because it's so split. So I kind of went with a standby here. I don't want to call him a standby. I want to give him more credit. And the reason I picked this guy, Dave England, is because every time he showed up here, it wasn't much. He was just popping in here and there, but every time he did, I was always laughing. Like when he has the interaction there with the tribe, and he's getting a knife in his face and then they let him go and he's just like, he's PTS Dave. Maybe that's where it started. I don't know. But like, there's that, and then like the random shitting, and just anytime he's on screen talking, he's just got these funny anecdotes. So he really
he is the most.
Jay picked a guy that shit a bunch in the episode.
Surprise!
I was gonna say, you guys, I've seen a lot of shit in my days, but I ain't ever seen anything like that mutant ooze that came out of his ass onto that spittoon table. That was some shit right there.
I like that. Dave, I think, does have the in terms of time on screen, the most laughs per time on screen. He's potent in this one. The only reason I didn't is because Chris gave him the LVP in the first episode, and I thought that would be tough to do. We're gonna go LVPs now.
Well, speaking about time on screen, my LVP, has to do with somebody that it's not really a fault of their own. They just maybe they made most of their material went into the main movie, but where was Steve-O in the entire 2.5?
Yeah.
Like he had his little bit with the Akamangas or whatever the hell those guys' names were.
The Akamangas, yep.
That's really, other than laughing in the sidelines, like he really had nothing much in this whatsoever. So,
that's fair.
It's not knock to him. He really didn't have anything in this. Everybody else that I could think of the main cast had some big moments. So,
I guess almost like, maybe all of his best stuff went into Jackass 2. I still found when Steve-O was on it, his reactions really made me laugh. So I don't know if I would go as far as to call him the LVP, but that's fair. I think my LVP, I'm going to echo what I said in episode 1 of the 2.5 breakdown. My LVP for 2.5 is Johnny Knoxville. And there's a couple reasons for that. I think he's reached a point in Jackass 2.5 where his confidence is too much. He's so full of himself that it comes through as like a better than in some ways. Like when he's doing the interviews and he's like doing all these looks to the camera in this like really self-fulfilling way that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't really like him in that weird Russian dominatrix thing. I didn't think he salvaged it. I thought he kind of made it drag a little bit. And then every time he showed up, I was just kind of like, meh, take it or leave it. Didn't love the intro, didn't love the outro. A lot of his time on screen was spent like, man, I really would have liked a little bit more out of him for this. Granted, most of his best stuff is used in Jackass 2. So for similar reasons, it's not completely in his control. But yeah, Johnny Knoxville's my LVP.
I wouldn't have seen that coming. That's an interesting pick.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't see that coming. But yeah, no, I know you're a big fan of Johnny, so there must have been something off. And he's few and far between here, but yeah, maybe there's something there.
What about yours, Jay?
Well, I think I'm going to have to go with the Agoris for not returning my calls. I just want to hang out with you guys. That's it. To see what it's like. Maybe we could bite each other for a bit. I nibble on your shoulder, you nibble on my elbow.
They're going to do more than nibble. They're going to do more than nibble. Guys, do you mind if I throw out some questions and comments from the
shit, I forgot though. There was a bonus LVP. Mikey's dignity. Thank you. I'm done.
Yeah, that is a big loser. That's been missing for quite a while. If anyone finds it, please let me know.
No, I meant because of the sex. Because
that's basically the day it went missing. Yeah.
Because we had
we had sex. Well, you really have to lose your dignity to have sex with you, Jay. So this all tracks.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
So I want to mention a couple comments here. Someone in the Discord. I don't know full names. I don't know if they want me to read their full names, so I probably won't. But Rosie brought up an interesting point here, and I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on it. She says, or they say that everyone was on their worst behavior for number 2. This was at the end of one of the comments they left. Do you think that's everyone's on their worst behavior? First of all, to break that down, is it just because they were all pranking each other, or is it because they just weren't on set? Like, Was that a good thing? Was it a bad thing? Did you get the sense that this was peak worst behavior Jackass?
I think I'm assuming, and that's also an assumption, which he's getting it at, is that 2 is when everybody was like the most drug and drunk fueled. Like that's, everybody knows that's what happened with 2, where like everybody was on drugs, everybody was boozing, there was nobody sober yet. And to say that's their worst behavior, I get that sentiment, but there's also a reason why Jackass number 2 is almost ununanimously rated the best Jackass feature of anything. I think it was good because we mentioned the other ones. It's at that point where it was fun until it wasn't fun anymore. Like this is the last we could see where everybody was completely free. And I'm not saying it's like you don't want to like shine light onto that. Like, hey man, like go back to that because we missed that. It's just, it was different. And this is something that will never happen again. And it's like every once in a while in culture and in life, I'm getting so serious with this question, but the reality is it's like, you know, in music, for example, it's like the right place, the right time, the right vibe. And I think that's what Jackass 2 represents to me. You know what I mean? Like this wouldn't have been the same if some of them were sober, some weren't. And it wouldn't be the same moving forward and forever if everybody was fucked up. It wouldn't be as fun to watch. We just got to see this beautiful moment that just happened organically that will never be able to happen again. And I appreciate that for that.
True. And to be clear, I don't think they were saying that, I don't think Rosie was saying that they disliked this. I think it was more about the vibe on set. And I just found that curious to say their worst behavior and kind of get your thoughts on it.
Rosie, was it the butt beat ass kite? Is that what did it for you? Did they go too far with that one? It was the butt beat ass kite.
It could have been the butt beat ass kite.
I fucking feel like Rosie likes the old lawnmower from time to time. You know what I mean? Hey, you fucking post questions. You got fucking you put the fucking anal beads in and rip it out like a lawnmower.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yikes.
Okay. So you fucking
Thanks, Chris.
I don't know. You ask questions on here, you're gonna have to deal with my answer. Sorry.
That's true.
Hey, fuel me up, baby.
Fuel me up. Boner Jams 03 said something I found kind of funny.
Boner Jams 03.
Yo, it's the best name in fucking Discord history, man. Shout out, it's Boner Jams.
Just in general, a comment about the podcast, which I found funny.
Wait a second, though. Wait. Does 03 mean he's born in 2003?
Maybe.
That's a lot older than fucking, or a lot younger. Yeah, anyways, whatever. I mean, when you're 12 years old, fucking Boner Jams make a lot of sense.
That's true.
Sorry.
He didn't say 13. He said 03, Chris.
That's still 19 years old.
Oh, fuck, dude, I'm old, man. This is sad. Anyways,
Boner Jams 03 said...
You're legal, it's fine.
Yeah. Excited for the 18-part series on the 24-hour takeover. We did have some people in the Discord asking whether or not we were going to do the 24-hour takeover. Mm-hmm. That feels like a Patreon or like a Twitch stream thing if we ever get into it. But here's the issue. If we did that as an episode, it's not going to be 18 parts because it takes us 3 episodes to go through an hour's worth of content. So it's going to be closer to what's 24 times 3? 72?
It's a college curriculum.
Well, it's 18 hours, but it's MTV 18 hours. You know how many commercials are involved and other shit? Like, it's not going to take that long.
Okay.
It'll take us a while. It'll take us a while.
But I can't imagine there's like constant shit to talk about through that whole thing. I mean, you know, I maybe they surprise me. I don't know. We'll have to check it out one day.
One day that feels like a bucket list thing that like maybe when we've run out of everything else, we got to do the 24-hour thing and just give it one last hurrah. We'll keep collecting questions. If you're on the Discord server, great. Hit me up with a DM.
Oh, there's no more, Mikey?
You know what? I want to save a couple for other episodes.
I know. Do one more. It's like Christmas. You know what? Christmas Eve, I always want to open so many presents, and Mikey always saves them for the next day. Okay,
here's one that I'll read. This is a comment, and I'm gonna say this, but this is not to slam the person who said it, because I said, if you have any criticism, I'd love to hear it. I want to get better at it. And one person said, I won't read their name because I don't know if they'd want me to. I find the discussions interesting, but the constant negativity and insulting of each other comes off as mean-spirited and makes it difficult to listen to. I appreciate the efforts made, but it's not for me.
We're not laughing at you. I think we're
fucking 100% laughing at that. Whoever said that,
because you're right. That's the thing.
No, we are definitely mean to each other, but that is kind of Jackass
part
a little
of the
bit,
gimmick.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, honestly, this is from Chris. This is Chris here speaking. Honestly,
Okay.
If you have a problem with that, you need to hopefully get bullied a little bit because you're obviously way too sensitive.
Oh, Chris.
And I got no time for you. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. And I'm not for you either. So grow up.
You didn't even have a couple beers or anything. That's like, you're kind of like when you're at a party and
that
like,
triggered
you know,
me. That triggered me. That
Uncle George
bullshit triggers
had
me.
a few too many.
Chris, you realize the irony of you calling someone sensitive when you can't take that criticism and it like riles you up like that? That means you're sensitive.
Maybe I'm playing into the role.
I don't think that's true, Chris. I can see your face turning red.
The comment here, though, was very respectfully written,
Yes,
and I want to say I appreciate that. You didn't, bash us or anything. You said it's not for me. I'm totally cool with that. You know what? And I get it. I think we decided when we wanted to do this podcast that was fair game. So we're all cool with it. Don't feel like we have some animosity here. We totally don't.
It was a choice we made to kind of hit with the vibe of like pranking each other and all that stuff. But legitimately, I do fucking hate you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I fucked you.
That's true. That's true. Gently, though.
And if you want to make a bad comment about us, I'm gonna talk shit. So
that's
if you're gonna point a finger,
if you do a nice comment, man, I'll be so nice to you. Like good old Jimmy Greco, a great a great listener over there, solid guy. He likes snakes. I don't. I get along with the guy. You want to start criticizing? Cool. Have some fun.
Yeah,
goes two ways.
The thing is, we're all good.
I'm sorry, I'm just kidding around. I'm playing a role. That's what we do.
If you're going to point the finger at the issue, though, then we're probably just going to pick the scab and make it worse. So just a heads up. Yeah.
That's fair.
But hey, we're having fun.
We are, and we don't know necessarily what our next episode is going to be. We got a little bit ahead of our recordings to allow for some vacation time, which is fantastic. Once we do have a better sense of what the next episode is going to be, I'm thinking, boys, that maybe we go back and do the Gumball Rally from season 3 because we left that one off, and that may be a good one to go to. But we can discuss that later. So stay tuned.
Either that or Viva La Bam, I think, because we got a lot of positivity from Viva La Bam.
Yeah, people do love Bam.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, we'll discuss.
We'll
if you guys have any comments, leave them. Let us know.
Yeah, you can,
unless they're bad,
as Jay
hear from me.
As Jay usually says, you can send those to us at JackassPod on all our socials, including TikTok now, or JackassPod@gmail.com, and we will read your questions on the air, read your comments. We'll throw them into random episodes, so keep them coming.
Yeah, and please don't forget to mention, if there's something else that offends you on this show, please let us know what that might be.
Do not ask for it because they will give it to you.
So we can address it for you.
They're probably just bots anyways.
In a respectful manner. Yes. It's hard to shut the door on this one because I don't want to say goodbye to Jackass, but we're all out of shit to talk about. And it's just like, it's getting to me now and I'm thinking about it and it's here. We're right at the doorstep and I don't want to shut the door.
You've upset Jay.
I don't want to let it go.
Jay, I'll come over and keep you company.
I said there was going to be a part 4. You can fuck me this time if you want. If you want this time. Until next time. Bye. I'm Jason Wellwood.
Bye. I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Bye. I'm Mikey Aaronworth. And this has been Jackass.
Shazam.
Shazam.
We're going out on a Shazam.
I can't not do finger guns every time we intro or outro.
You're like fucking Ricky Bobby. You're like, what do you do with your hands just start floating up in the middle of our recordings?
I can't help it, man. The finger guns are the best guns.
We'll see you guys next week.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Get into it!